Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are going to be taking a first look and a bit of a sneak peek at a game I am very excited about. You can see it here on your screen. It is Manor Lords, which is an upcoming city management or city builder and strategy game. It is being developed by Slavic Magic and published by Hooded Horse. And, you know, as you can probably guess from maybe the music or the imagery here, or just by the fact that it's been a really talked about upcoming game, this is a game that takes place in the Middle Ages, the medieval period, where you basically are in charge of running a province. You've been dispatched by the king to effectively start a new city, or I guess a couple of regions, a new town. You know, it's supposed to be a very prosperous region, but also potentially a risky region at which you are in charge. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This game comes out on April 26th, you know, so just about 2 weeks away, and I'm really excited to take a look at this. Now, I will say, you do have the ability to import your own coat of arms if you want. I didn't do that just because, you know, the imagery I have wouldn't be very medieval, so I just am going with the stock imagery here. But you can, I mean, even within that, you can create your own coat of arms here with quite a few different selections here on the screen. But I really just want to jump in here and get playing here. So, like I said, a whole bunch of different, you know, coat of arms options to customize this. You can import imagery as well into the folder to do that. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to jump into the playthrough. Now, this game is releasing into early access, so it won't be fully complete on launch. There are 3 different game modes currently available. There's a Rise to Prosperity, which is kind of, you know, like the civic option. Basically, your goal is to build your settlement up to a large town, and then you can keep playing indefinitely if you want. There is a Restoring Peace option, which each one of these maps has sections or sort of different areas within, territories within the map, and so you start off controlling one, but in the Restoring the Peace option, there's 2 settlements to the north of you which are claimed by an illegitimate baron, and at the end of that game you win by basically conquering every region in the game, which means displacing this illegitimate baron, who I believe has like soldiers off map, which will come onto the map when you claim the provinces he claims. And then there's also sort of an on the edge option, which I assume it's kind of like you're trying to build your settlement up into a large settlement, but it's just on the edge of the kingdom. So there's a lot of bandits and, you know, hostile threats to your reign. We're just going to go with the Restoring the Peace option. I think that'll be a nice balance between some difficulty in combat, but not too much. You know, not too pacifist, but not too challenging here. There's a bunch of options for customizing the map to your I don't know, standards. Here's the game mode is Domination. You can, you know, edit your AI opponents here, but that's currently unavailable. Preset off-map difficulty, preset AI difficulty or aggressiveness, medium raider frequency, 2 years without any raids that'll start, so that'll give us a bit of breathing room. We could set it to 3 or 4 or whatever, or we could set it to less, but we'll keep it set to the standard 2. 1 initial bandit camp. I'm assuming since it's initial, it means they can generate more. So bandits being, you know, obviously like brigands who might raid you. You can start in any of the seasons, starting supply, standard, blah, blah, blah. We'll just kind of leave this as is. Is there an option for... What's this? Players may place wells everywhere without constraints. Underground water. Okay. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But yeah, let's jump in. All right, here you go. Coming into a clearing with our initial settlement here. We'll go ahead and pause things up. You get an initial message here. Build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press your claim toward the regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. You can see here we have a homeless people's tent. We have a hitching post for our livestock. We have supplies just kind of hanging out in the middle of this field, which is not good. If it rains or storms, that can destroy the supplies we have sitting out. Probably want to get them some shelter. We probably need to get these people some homes right now. They're just living in tents effectively. And then there's also sort of timber supplies, which are also just sitting out in the open, which isn't great, right? Now, this game, it's currently paused. It's starting in March, March. So it's starting in springtime. March is March to May. Obviously the season's there. Consumption is increased during the winter for firewood due to temperature drop. We'll get to all that a little bit later. Effectively, there's two main things you have to be worried about in this game as you try and build up your town. I mean, there's a bunch of things to worry about, but primarily at the end of the day, you need to have enough food to feed your people, and you need to have enough food or enough fuel to keep them alive so that they don't freeze to death in the winter. So you can see here we've got kind of a standard looking UI for a city builder type deal with your resource information up top. On the far left, you have families. We'll talk a little bit more about families in a second, but basically we have 5 families right now in our town. They are all unassigned. 0 are assigned to specific jobs. We have no living spaces for them to live in. The total population within those families is 10 people. So that's the total, there's families, and then within those families, you have 10 people. We also have a 50% approval rate from our population. That's something you want to get up. Giving them houses will get the approval up. Public order is 100%. You can have crime and other things like that you got to worry about, but right now we have no crime. Kind of reminds me of Tropico, where like if people get mad enough, they can run off to the hinterlands of your island, and they can become bandits or revolutionaries. If the public order goes too low, it can turn some of your citizens into bandits, and they can kind of abandon the settlement and start raiding your population. Regional wealth is the total amount of money that your villagers have. You can capture that for yourself via taxes, but this is the total value of all the money your people have. Total amount of livestock, that's important for hauling things around. Right now we have one oxen. And then the number of months that we have supplies for. So this supply here represents how much food and fuel you're consuming. We have no houses right now, so we're not actually consuming any fuel, but we are consuming food. We're consuming enough food to run out of food in 4 months if we don't start getting more food. Additionally, here on the right, you've got different resources. We've got 8 timber, 20 stone, 10 tools. Those are all used for different things. We've got 20 bread. That's the type of food we have. There's different types. You can see meat, vegetables, berries, eggs. Fuel is firewood or charcoal. All of ours is firewood. Crops, we don't have any, but that can be processed into, I'm assuming it can be processed into food. Like I assume wheat gets turned into bread and whatnot. Crafting materials, nothing right now, but that's like if we got iron or other things like that we could, use to make or trade things. Commodities, finished goods basically. And then military goods, so like swords, shields, those kind of things. Anyway, this is the map here. We're starting off with our little set, our little homeless, hovels here in this opening here. You can see there's actually a main roadway through here. I mean, main roadway in the medieval sense. It's basically a dirt patch where wagons have run. But essentially, this is the province we have. Eichenau here up in the upper right of this section. There are additional regions here that are unclaimed, and then the actual, sections that we need to claim to win are these yellow ones over here. These are claimed by the off-map baron, who is illegitimate. There are you can do diplomacy, so I guess the Hildebot von Bertenow, I can't pronounce that, is the baron who's the illegitimate baron here. We're not going to worry about that right now. And then there's also bandits and outlaws and things like that, who we could potentially negotiate or do things with. You can see the region that we currently control does have a rich deposit of animals, which is good because we can hunt them for food. It also does have a berry deposit, which is a seasonal thing, but you can collect berries for food as well. Has a clay deposit, which can be used for getting clay, an iron deposit, and then a rich stone deposit, which is nice. Now, looks like the mineral deposits have a flat amount. They don't increase, presumably, but the berries can grow or decline, and so can the animals. I'm assuming you're not going to get more iron and whatnot. Now, our initial starting point here is up here to the north, so there's a kind of the roadway between us and all these resources we might want to collect, but that's all, I think, good information to have. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We don't have any homes. We should probably start out. Again, this is a city builder, right? So the goal is to build up our province. You can see also up here in the upper right, this is our character. Here's our treasury. We haven't taken any taxes yet. Annual royal taxes we have to pay back to the king, who's off map. King's favor can be used for diplomatic things, and then also influence that we can have for pressing claims and diplomacy. Also, you can do this visit mode thing where your character walks around the map. I guess we might as well show that. Hey, that's me. That's yours truly. But you can, walk around your province and just see things. I don't need to do that right now. I don't have anything really much to see. All right, so first things first, what do we need to do? We have 8 timber. We probably need to get both timber and planks. Timber is used for firewood. Planks, I believe planks are used for building, but I suppose maybe timber can be used for both. All right, so there's resource deposits. Also, let's take a look at this here. So there's underground water, which you need water, obviously, for your folks to have drinking water. So it looks like we've got a pretty good dispersion of underground reservoirs to pull water for our community. Emmer fertility, that's wheat. That's sort of an old 2-row type of wheat from the medieval period. We don't actually have the richest province when it comes to wheat. Wheat takes a lot of space to have fields. Nothing is dark green except right here along this roadway. That is definitely not enough space. So that's something we'll have to consider. Flax, even worse. Barley, also not good. So, I mean, maybe we could have one barley field here in the south, and this little area might produce something. Rye, we've got a decent amount of fertility for rye. So if we do go ahead and we destroy some of this forest here, we could, plant some rye fields here, maybe make some bread out of that. I don't exactly know what comes out of rye fields, but some kind of food, right? I don't know what smell is. I don't know if that's like related to cleanliness. It says it's a work in progress, and then fire hazard. Obviously fire's bad for a town in this era. Anyway, let's go ahead and we've got 8 timber. We need to construct. We'll need more timber, so we're going to set up a logging camp so that our folks can cut down trees to produce more timber. Because we've got this sort of sector down here which is rich in animals, I don't want to mess with that by putting a timber plot here where maybe it'll destroy their habitats. I don't even know if that's really a thing, but I'd rather not risk it. So I'm going to put the timber camp over kind of here on the left where we saw there was, a pretty good, was it rye fertility over here? So I wouldn't mind cutting these trees down and then maybe setting up a field there to collect rye. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's build a logging camp. You can rotate with your mouse. I don't know how much it matters when we're really just getting started here, but let's put this here. I don't want to lose any trees for the construction. So we'll put the logging camp up there. Unassigned families automatically work on construction, so I guess it's might as well be it's worthwhile explaining what that means. So there's 5 unassigned families up here. Your population is distributed into families. So you're 10 people distributed into 5 families. These 5 families can do different tasks. If they have nothing that they're assigned to, they will automatically do construction, so they'll build your buildings, or they will haul resources around as necessary. If they are assigned, then they will do a designated job. And so once this logging camp is built, there will actually be an option to assign families to it. And then if we assign a family to the logging camp, then they'll basically become, a lumberjack, and that family will work specifically for the logging camp. If it is a farm, then they'll farm the fields. One of the people, if it's like a food generating industry, one of the people will, they'll man a stall where the food is distributed to the population while the other, tends to the crops. So those are things to consider. So we're going to build that timber camp there because we only have 8 timber right now. So we're going to go ahead and build that so we can cut more wood. And then we're also going to build I think there's an option to do hunting, right? Where is it? Sheep farm, windmill, communal oven, gathering. It's a gathering thing, right? Yeah, so we'll do a hunting camp. Yeah, so you don't want to, as you can see here, when you hover over a animal habitat, it'll cause migration, which means it'll cause these animals to leave this area. So you don't want to do that. We'll go ahead and build the hunting camp just off the road here, off the main road. And then they'll just move south to go hunt the animals, which is a rich deposit. So that should allow us to have a camp that'll generate more food for us so that we don't run out of food in 3 months. And then the logging camp will build more timber so that we can, build more stuff. In addition to a logging camp, which builds timber, you also can have a woodcutter's lodge, which will fell trees to produce firewood. So firewood being the fuel that you need during, obviously during the winter months to keep your folks, or even just have homes, to keep your folks warm. So let's do that too. All right, and then we should also build some roads. You want to link your population as much as you can. So let's build a straight road down here. I don't think there's any cost to building roads. I think roads are free. So build roads there, linking that section. I don't know if you can destroy roads. But we're kind of building a... Alright. So the game is paused. Let's go ahead and unpause this. And our folks are good to work. The hunting camp's already directly off this road down here. You can see this is kind of a wider road. Meanwhile, you've got this dirt path up here connecting to the supplies. The hitching post, that means, get your oxen right on the road. The other supply section here, and then our 2 wood cutting sections there. So hopefully, once we get this hunting area built down here, and we built the wood cutting areas up here, we will have enough production for both wood and for food for our immediate needs. And we will also begin to assign families to these different buildings once we've, we've got the ability to do that. I don't know if, should we build a designated residence section where we actually have homes, or should we hold off on that? I mean, people are not happy when they're homeless, so we'll start getting penalties for our population's happiness. But let's let these families do the construction here. One of the things is once we start assigning people to do these jobs, they will stop becoming construction workers, which will slow down our construction progress. So right now they're building this logging camp up here, and it looks like the hunting camp's already half built down here. But, obviously the more people you have working construction, the faster things get built. So I don't want to, immediately build 5 things that require someone to work them, because then we won't have anyone left over to do construction stuff. Also, you can plant new trees if you set up a forester, but we're not going to do that. You've obviously got your stone cutter and your mining pits. You've got a granary and a storehouse, so you obviously don't want your supplies sitting out exposed to the elements. So you do want to have a granary and a storehouse to keep things safe. What I don't know is if they take a pop to manage. But you can also build, sections for homes, which I think we're going to do down here. Let's just double check here real quick. We've got a nice section here for wells. Barley and rye. Rye's good all over here. But ideally, you want their homes closer to where they're going to be working. All right, to that end, let's build a housing section just kind of on the southern edge of the rye fertility area. So you build, by the way, you build like home sections by building a square effectively, or a rectangle where homes go. I don't have enough timber to do that, so let's hold off for a minute. All right, so we've completed the first. What's this? I've heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor. So this is the illegitimate baron. I don't need to write back to him right now. Livestock shared between workplaces. Obviously, you need livestock to haul around goods. So our logging camp's completed. As you see here, we've got the 5 unassigned families. The logging camp can have up to 3 families assigned to work it. Right now, there's no one. You can also give your folks an unlimited work area, which I'm assuming puts like how far they're going to work outside there, or you can go ahead and clear your work area. But let's just assign 1 family to it because we don't have a lot of families to spread around. So you can see here now that we've done that, we've got 1 family assigned. They will focus just on the logging camp. And then we'll also assign 1 family to the woodcutter's lodge. Apparently each one of those buildings has their own dedicated storage. Also nice that, so you can see the family here. We now have Bartholomew's, who's felling a tree, and Endris, who's his son, who's felling a tree. So you've got a husband and a son in this family. 5 level 1 families, 8. Is that 8 fathers and 2 sons? Or 8 males and 2 females? It's kind of what it looks like. That seems like a weird distribution for their family, but... Alright, so we got the woodcutter there. We'll wait to the... Now, by the way, because we have those 2 families assigned, now only 3 people are doing construction. But these guys will start felling trees. We got 1 log in storage in our local storage. The supply pile only has 3 pieces of timber left, so that's going to be going quickly. Got a total of 5 timber. What I'm confused about is... Oh, it's over here. We have 21 firewood. Okay. Alright, so they're working on the timber. Are these guys complete the hunting camp yet? Because I really do want to make sure that we've got a source of food. And then we'll want to build a storehouse and a granary as well. In the winter, they can freeze to death, so obviously that would be bad. Alright, hunting camp's done, so we'll assign 1 family to that. And also, if the herd that they're hunting drops below a certain threshold, so right now the herd has 37 animals. If it were to drop below 10, you can see here you can set this limit, then they would actually stop hunting. When you hunt, you produce both food and hides, if you will. Hides, and hides can be used as a commodity to craft stuff. Meanwhile, our people are requesting a marketplace so they can distribute their goods. They're also requesting, presumably, storerooms and things like that. So we've got exposed goods, and then homelessness. So both are a problem. Now that we're producing timber, though, we can go ahead and construct some stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. I know this is decent rye territory, but let's just go ahead and build this sort of on the southern edge of where we might put a field.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
I don't have enough timber yet. Damn. I could build a smaller section, but I guess I'd just wait. Maybe we should build something else instead. I need 10 timber to get what I'm trying to build here. I do love how much you can zoom in, too. Also, if this ox dies, we're in trouble. If Fritz dies here, the ox named Fritz, that could be very bad for us. Because it's the only thing hauling around our goods. You can do trade and things like that and import stuff you can't produce locally. But you can see our popularity or our approval has gone down by 3 because people are all homeless. They're like, I don't want to live in these hovels. Like, why are you making me do that? Alright, so he's transporting timber. Where is he transporting timber from? Oh. Is it automatically converting timber to planks here? Or firewood? Because I don't really want to do that if it's... Or someone cut a tree down further south, I guess, maybe? Because it looks like it's transporting it to the logging camp. And now we have 8 timber. Okay. I'm okay clear cutting this area too. I'm not too worried about, you know, eventually you'd probably want to start planting trees back so that you don't destroy your environment, but this area is going to be where we're probably going to plant some rye, so. All right, we're at 9 timber. When we get to 10, we'll build the houses. All right, so they have produced 2 hides and 4 meat. So you can go up here and look at the food area, and now we've got 17 bread from an initial 20, and we've got 4 meat. In addition to that, we also have 2 hides in the crafting section. So those are all things. It looks like our stockpile here is increased to 4 months worth of food. We're not consuming any firewood yet because we have no homes, and we have no timber in storage here. This roadway is empty. So let's go ahead and we're up to 9 timber. I wanted to get to 10. Speed things up a little bit. Still just the 9 timber. Come on, dudes. I see you hauling stuff around. There we go. All right. Back to normal speed. Still March, by the way, so plenty of time here, but a lot of work we need to do before we get to winter. All right, let's build it here. I wanted more. I want more space than that. It's only 4 homes. I want all my people to have homes. Alright, so actually this is... The larger the plot, too, the more likely you can have things like you can upgrade your buildings, because initially sort of homes start with 1 sector, but if you make them, you can have, you know, they can be 3 tiers of homes. 12 timber for this? Oh, because I want 6 plots. That's 5. So let's do that. Let's just make it deeper, because I want to make sure all these homes can upgrade too. So I think these can all become tier 2 homes. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 homes with, I believe, sections where they can upgrade to a tier 2 home, which is where like artisans can live. And so artisans can, you know, obviously it's tremendously valuable to have artisans compared to just a normal home, where you start building like your merchant class almost, or maybe that's the wrong term, but meanwhile, we do want to make sure we've got a well. We'll connect that well to the roadway. And then we also want to connect these homes to the roadways. So I assume these will all be connected now. But yeah, we are producing food. That hunting camp is doing its job. 4 food and 8 meat and 4 hides set up there. Additionally, we're going to want to build markets and such, not trading posts, but all right, so this is a granary. It's where food will be stored so that it doesn't get destroyed and, you know, when it rains. So go ahead and build that. I don't have the timber to do a storehouse. So we'll do that shortly. We only have 2 families doing the construction, though, so our popularity continues to drop while the houses are not built. I wonder if it queues the construction based on the most recent thing you try to build, because they started building one of these homes over here, and then when I threw down the granary, it looks like they've started to move over here to construct the granary. Although they didn't start to build the well, so I don't know exactly. Let's speed things up a bit. Oh, so the ox actually has to bring the timber to the house, too. So if you want to construct something, it's not just a matter of the ox acting as kind of a teamster and bringing lumber from a camp or where it's cut down to the camp or from the camp to a storage position. The ox also has to bring the lumber to the place where the thing's being constructed. So that's like a very, I would say that's a sort of a full-scale logistical operation there. But granary's being built, which it's raining now, so I guess it would be a good thing that we'll build a granary here to protect the food from spoilage, because that spoilage does happen. We're up to 6 months of food, by the way. That hunting post is doing its job. 32 food in total. Also, if you have more types of food, it makes the likelihood of disease less, I guess. A more well-rounded diet. Exposed stocks are getting soaked, so you can see it's telling us stuff is being destroyed, or I guess maybe not destroyed, but could be destroyed by the rain. And our folks have no shelter from the elements. They're just kind of living here in these homeless tents. All right, the granary's almost done. Meanwhile, we've got, I think it looks like we've got most of the lumber we need in position to support the homes. No storage space left for production, the hunting camp, right? Does that mean they stopped producing? All right, we've depleted the wild animal section a little bit here. It's down to 31. So there's generic storage and then there's pantry. I don't know if the pantry is like the market where folks can come get the food.
Summer's coming soon, and soon the beating sun.
It is now April. 7 months of food. I guess the food being soaked didn't ruin it yet. I need more families to build all this stuff. Construction's slow. I guess that's the downside of assigning folks to... Let's do this. Let's turn off the woodcutters. We'll assign that person... We'll get rid of that assigned worker so they can move back to construction. We've got 45 firewood in stockpile right now. We're not using any of it because we don't even have any homes yet. So we'll let them join the construction work and hopefully speed that along. We got all the stone they need. They're waiting on timber, I think. So maybe by increasing the priority, it'll get the ox to bring the timber down there for them. Although it seems to be more concerned with dragging the timber down for the houses. I don't think they can complete the construction until the timber is brought there. You can see we've got all 10 stone there, but not enough timber yet. I need that granary constructed so we can get the food ready. But the ox just disappeared into the forest. There you go. Brought one of the timber there. Waiting for one more piece. It looks like some of the construction workers have moved down to work on the houses where the wood's already been brought. Alright, homelessness will move to the plot. If approval is high enough, it might attract new families. Families need more than just space to be happy. So you can see here the requirements for them. I'm assuming they want amenities, which right now we have nothing. They want the amenities they want is water access and church. They will have water access once that well is completed. And then they're also going to want a food supply stall as well, which we will build in a moment here. I'm just trying to let my construction catch up. Does the granary just store... You need to assign a family here, so I guess... So this is the other problem. I only have 5 total families. I need to assign a family to the granary for it to work. Which then... So they need to draw, like, food to the granary. But that impacts my construction workers. So maybe we just stop hunting for a little while. Although it looks like the herd is increasing again. Okay, let's just finish the houses. We got one family that moved in, right? The Bartholomews. A woodcutter. Alright, so we've now got 2 houses done, 2 more almost done, and then a 5th one will be completed. And then everybody should have a house at least. Some of our supplies are damaged by water. Does it say how much? At least some firewood was destroyed. Alright, so we've got 4 families in homes. Alright, everybody is in homes now. Settlement level increased. Okay. So, now that everybody now has a home, that's good. To draw more families here, however, we need to have at least 1 vacant home so that folks, have somewhere to move to. So, I suppose we can do that right away. There's other things we need to build, but I need surplus workers here. So we go ahead and build 2 more homes because I need workers for the granary and I need workers for, presumably if I build a market, I'm going to need workers as well. That well, is it completed yet? Looks like it. So they do have water access, so that's good. Now that everybody has a home, I'm thinking we will stop getting the penalty for homelessness. We are consuming our firewood, however, so you can see we're consuming 1 fuel per month per home. So we're consuming 5 fuel per home. In the winter, it'll consume 2. So right now it's 5 homes, so that's 5 fuel per month, 5 months worth of fuel. But in the winter, that supply would be reduced to 2.5 months, basically, because it'd be 10 per month. So you got to build up like a stockpile as well to survive through the seasons. So we've got the granary. They want a church, but I don't have... What do I need for that? Is that planks? I think I need 20 planks for that. We did the well. We need a marketplace, so they're going to want a marketplace to get, you know, food and stuff. So this would give them enough to have 26 market stall locations? Jeez. Seems like a lot. But we'll build that in here. So build a marketplace in here where people can buy and sell their wares. And it's a nice little... It's almost like a five-corner stop in a city where you've got like this marketplace area and kind of this triangle sector right in front of the homes. And we should also build a storehouse. Also, this will tell you if you're not connected to the roadway. When you go to the advanced section, it says connected to road network. If you're not connected to the road network, obviously it'll tell you. Let's go ahead and pull one of the guys off the logging camp, and let's go ahead and send them to the woodcutter's lounge. Now that we're consuming wood for our homes, we should make sure we have a constant supply of firewood coming in. Looks like they're going to build the homes up nice. Now, I believe Tier 2 homes can produce vegetable gardens, which is another source of food as well. So that's nice. Meanwhile, we're keeping sort of the left side of the map all clear for eventually going agriculture. But right now, it looks like we've got enough wild animals and potentially even berries if we want to set some gatherers up here to collect berries as well. I'd like to increase my population first, though. Does the AI produce anything on here? Like, are they going to build their own towns in these disputed zones? Ooh, that looks nice. That looks like that would be a nice growing section. But I don't think so. At least not yet. We haven't detected any camps. There's a very rich iron deposit. 3,000 iron. That's nice. To the south here. But we are now a small village. So you can go to the specialize your region. After you reach the next settlement level, you'll be granted a development point to spend. Unlock development branches to make your region more efficient. To enact policies, you need to raise your administration level by building administrative buildings like the manor. We don't have a manor yet, obviously. Doubles capacity of all berry deposits. Ooh, you can collect honey. Enables hunters to skillfully lay traps in the forest, which gives passive income of meat. Firewood cart. Huh. Adding a plow station enables oxen and... Oh, well, so these are all nice things. I don't know what I want to do for my... That's development. I don't know. I think I'm going to hold off right now. Let's wait till we actually have some of these other buildings built before we figure out what we want to upgrade first. So you can see the marketplace is set up here. I believe the different workers just sort of set their own stalls up. So there's 26 free stall locations. It looks like there's just the one. There's a firewood stall and there's a food stall. So the hunters are selling their food at the food stall. The firewood folks are setting up their firewood station. So that's all good to know. We're almost out of bread. I don't know if that really matters. We've still got the meat. So we've gotten through March, we've gotten through April. It is now May. We were producing more firewood than I think we're using at the moment. I'm also assuming that a house only consumes firewood if they... What do you mean no food fuels? Not enough fuel in the marketplace. Oh, so they need to... We need more oxen so we can transport things better. You can see these roads are getting a little busy, but... Can you expand? I can order an ox. Ox cost 20 gold. Who's gold? Communities or mine? I don't think we have any taxes yet either. Yeah, so we spent the communities, the regional wealth. So we're going to get a second ox. Although the stable space is only one. So we'll set up another hitching post. I may move the hitching posts, but... Alright, we now have 6 houses for only 5 families, so hopefully someone's going to come around. Now, we do have to have at least a 50% approval rating. Right now, it was 49, now it's 50, so maybe we will see some families migrate here. Upgrade one to a stable. So you can upgrade a hitching station to a stable, too. It was just cheaper to build a new stable, though. But I think having 2 oxen will be very helpful. Because the oxen are shared amongst all the different activities, so it's not like it's just one person necessarily tending to the ox. You know, the lumber mill person could tend to it as well. But we need to get this storehouse built. Ooh, 20... What just happened here? A strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived, and you will now be able to create your first militia banners to serve you and protect your people. However, we will need more weapons to equip all the people as the settlement grows. Okay. So we got a new objective to store. It looks like we got 20 spears and 20 shield. I really need another family here. Let's construct that, finish that last house. There's 10 stone. Well, you should... Alright. They want to market, right? They got food stall supply, and they've got fuel stall supply. They want clothing as well. Okay. So you can construct a backyard extension. Vegetable garden. Chicken coop. Goat shed. I don't need more hides. It costs money, though. Alright, so we no longer have any warning that the storage is exposed to the elements. And we now have a 7th home. So... I need more people. Population or popularity is going up, although that food variety bonus is going to go away soon as we burn through what's left of our bread. Says we have 5 months worth of stockpile. The meat is not going up. I might need to assign another hunter here. Looks like the wild animals keep growing. Problem is, if I assign another family, I won't have any spare families. We don't have anyone doing logging either. Although that only matters if I'm going to build something.
Fields need a bit of a drink. So could I.
Yeah, we should probably do a specialty, right? Development here. Yeah, I need more food, so let's do the skillful trapping. Approval's going up, though, for now. I wonder if we should do a berry deposit, like, gathering here. That way we can keep the multiple food perk. But I don't really have the people to run it. Whatever. If someone does come, then we'll be able to get the berries. Now, berries are seasonal, so they will go away in the winter. But if we stockpile them... Right now, we'd have enough food to get us through the winter. We wouldn't have enough fuel, potentially, because that'd cut in half, depending out. Is winter 3 months? Seasonal resources are gone. Firewood consumption's doubled. Frankly, let's just drop... No one's even doing the logging camp, so never mind. I was like, let's just drop that. We already dropped that. But this is very much sort of a getting started episode, guys. I know, you know, we've been taking our time in this first episode to kind of show you the basics of getting started. All of our people have shelter. We have storehouses and granaries to protect our food and resources from the elements. We have woodcutters and logging camps to exploit the forests around us, which they are pushing back the front line on that forest. You can see the map is evolving with that. We also have a hunting camp to generate food. And right now, things seem somewhat stable for the moment. Our approval rating is going up, although that's going to probably stagnate, I would assume, once we see the bread disappear from our stocks. We do need to build a militia, probably. No, militia, they're just like regular people who get temporarily assigned to it, right? We have 20... The male villagers will be evenly distributed between all militia units. They'll then try to find the required equipment. The weapons and shields depend on the unit type. After bringing all the necessary equipment home, the unit recruiters are marked as ready to rally. Only then you will be able to rally your units. Okay, so you only rally when you need to. So, it'd be spear militia, right? That's what we would need. Well, I don't have enough men to form a unit, I guess. 10 out of 36. We could hire mercenaries. That's interesting. I don't want to do that. I don't think I have enough money to do that. Where's the manor? Where do we build that? The manor grants 250 influence and rises the administration level by 1. After you build your very first manor, starting the retinue will join you in your palace for free. I don't have enough planks, do I? I don't have enough goods. I don't think I have enough stone either. Maybe we can trade some of these carcasses. Like, I'm not doing anything with... Enables trading livestock. Trading post. Enables trading with the visiting traveling merchants. I don't have family... I need a new family member. Someone migrate here. Oh no, our popularity just went down. Alright, let's go walk around our village here. So you can... There's our woodcutters. We've got our oxen over here. Here's our granary. Got people also just sort of walking around. Hello, I'm your liege. Bow to me. Here's the homes people live in. The well we can shove down the little children if they are frustrating for us. We can go ahead and jog. This will be more impressive when we have a more impressive town. But it's, you know, this ain't nothing. It's 5 homes all set up along a nice main roadway. We got our little stalls back this way. There's only 2 of them, but in time there'll be more. And yeah, I mean, this is us getting started here in Manor Lords. So I know we've been going for almost an hour, guys. It's a pretty basic startup video, but I hope you guys, you know, like what you see here. Let me know if you want to see more of this series. I'm personally very excited about this. I haven't done a ton of city builders. I think we did Tropico on the channel many years ago. But we haven't done a ton of city builders. This is obviously historical themed, and it's a game I've been really excited for. But yeah, this has been more of a relaxed, chill pace episode. I think what we'll do is we will pick up here on my Twitch channel tonight after work. So maybe around 8 o'clock, unless I'm recording a podcast. But I'll set a notice up. I'll set a community post up to let you guys know that that if the stream's starting, and then we'll kind of continue from here. Hopefully, getting our population to expand now that the approval rating's going up, and seeing how we can build this into more of a thriving community. But I'd say at the very least, we have successfully established a community. We are producing enough food. We are producing enough firewood, presumably to get us through the first winter. We don't have to worry about bandits for at least another 1.5 years, so we've got time to build up our defenses there. And the main thing that's holding us back right now is we need some immigration, which, you know, we'll see how that unfolds as this approval rating goes up. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying. Let me know your thoughts below. And without further ado, I'll wrap that up here. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.